Hi, welcome to my journey. So today is Friday. I want to get out for my hour, so I'm thinking about going to the senior center, work out there for about 10 minutes, and then do my little ride around. Okay? Okay, so today I put out a 12/12 astrological forecast. I feel really good about that. Um, And I was wondering, how come I don't put that on my spiritual channel? You know, because I really need to start working on my spiritual channel. Now, I'm going to be honest, I felt like, the way things had been going and, the hostilities and stuff that was going on, and, everybody was getting demonized. I just was like, no, I cannot have a spiritual channel, especially when these men were demonizing women. Oh my God, they still are in a way, but it's like fewer of them. Fewer of them, bought into the misogyny, right? And a lot of them, they're realizing that, killing women, destroying women will also destroy themselves. Because, like I said, only women can be cloned, only women can bring life into this world. And, yeah, what the hell are they doing? And ultimately, everything that they do ultimately is to impress women. If it's not their mother, then it's to impress their piece. And if it's not their piece, then it's their side piece. Right? So, I mean, they can say that they love men and they want the attention of men, but eventually they really don't care about the attention of men. They don't. Eventually they could care less if a man pays attention to them. But they do care if a woman pays attention to them. They care a lot. So anyway, I don't need for them to tell me I'm right. I already know I'm right. I have been waiting on my vitamins, and because I hadn't updated my payment card, the vitamins were stuck in limbo. But that's good, because instead of the 30% off that I was going to buy, now I'm getting a 40% off and free shipping. So it's a wonderful thing. This is like the second time. I mean, each time I go down this road, I see this guy who's walking his two dogs. So, I did roast the like about 6 potatoes, so that I could make them into like a potato crust for a meat pie, or a breakfast pie. I haven't made up my mind yet. I'll probably decide before I go back to the house, based off of what I buy to put in the pie. Now, honestly, I know I got some breakfast sandwiches in there that I could take the meat and eggs and all of that and stick them. Dang, I like that flour. Oh, stop, Cherie, stop it. But it was a beautiful flour. I wonder how much they want for it. You ain't got no money. supposed to be purging. Yes, I am supposed to be purging. So, I had to do that completion. Then it was a good thing that I did, drive the tollway the other day, because NTTA notified me that I need to update my payment history card. Yep. So I had to do that there too. So I had to update my payment card for them too. Yeah, because they people just aren't getting paid. There was I guess some kind of grace period where payment would continue on the old card, right? And this wasn't a card that I requested. This was a card that Capital One issued to me, right? I'm like, why are they issuing me a card? I didn't report a lost card. I didn't report nothing like that, right? But like I said, Capital One, they decided to go to the Discover card. That's what they decided. And I think that that's probably a good idea, because there are so many MasterCard and Visa, debits, that it makes it really hard, to filter through, any charges that weren't authorized. But with a Discover card, yeah, it will be, right? Just like if you made charges through an American Express, it's easier to filter through the American Express charges because there's not a lot of people using the American Express. So, yeah. My lightweight exercises. I already walked my mile. I just wanted to come out and do the heavyweight exercises 3 times this week, and then maybe next week I'll do them 2 times. Kind of alternate back and forth, 3 and 2, 3 and 2, if that's possible. Right? Because we got holidays that are coming up here, and it might not even be possible. But, here's the thing about the body. The body remembers, the exercises that you do. It remembers everything that happens to it. Okay? So, it's 61 degrees outside right now. We don't have no ice, no snow. The sky is clear and blue. I have a feeling that, whatever, cold weather projections that was going to happen was thwarted by the solar flare. Thank you, son. We love you so much. Because there was a burst of solar, there was a solar burst that had occurred. And I have a feeling that had, stopped the South anyway. I don't know how it's affected, other parts of the earth, because the earth and wherever the solar flare had, was emitted, it does affect certain regions upon the earth. But I suspect because we have pretty warm weather, 61 is beautiful weather. Okay, so makes me feel strong, happy. My endorphins, is lit. Okay. One of the things that, I have wondered about was, okay, let's jump down the rabbit hole, right? Let's jump down that rabbit hole about the apocalypse, right? And then I didn't really jump down myself, right? I didn't jump down myself, but my algorithm was flooded with all of these short videos about the apocalypse. They were ranging anywhere from like 11 minutes, 10 minutes, to 20 minutes, and sometimes 35 minutes. And some of them, even a whole movie's worth, kind of like an hour and 15, hour and 30. And I was like, wow, right? And it was interesting. It was interesting how a lot of, the men perceive the apocalypse. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the men would see themselves, in a situation where, they were, in a survival situation with their buddy or with their brother or baby brother or their father, something like that, and that's how these men seen themselves, right? Now, women didn't really see themselves or were projected in any of these short movies that I was watching. They did not present themselves like, oh, I'm going to be in the apocalypse with my mother or my sister, No. Women, they did not come across that way. Okay? And I thought that was really interesting, the different perspectives that the women had. Which, basically confirms, that men are very, they follow, they say they're leaders, but they're really the best followers. They really are. And the sad part about it is a lot of them, are following men, that seduce them in ways that they don't even understand that they've been seduced by another man until, I don't know, until they get it in the end with no Vaseline. Let me go in here and work out because I'm here now. Okay. Did my little 10-minute workout doing the heavy weights. I had to ask this lady, like, look, can I use that machine real quick? Right? Because I'm just trying to, hit the machines and get on out of there. She been sitting on that machine for like 20 minutes. And then she was like, I just got done. I just got one more rep to do. Right? Now, if she knew gym etiquette, right? If she knew gym etiquette, if you got to get off of the machine to recuperate and let somebody else use it, that's what you do, right? Then you go back to the machine. You don't just sit there and hog the machine assuming that nobody else wants to use the machine. Now, people are really nice, right? Some of them, they're like, okay, I'm not going to bother her. And like I did, I'm like, I'm not going to bother her. I'm going to wait till the very last machine. And then if she's still on there, I'm going to ask her. So she did a quick rep. She obviously was tired, right? These were crunches with weights, right? You're putting weights on there and you're doing crunches. And, you know, maybe she didn't realize how much, you know, it was affecting her. And, you know, I love determination. However, I don't think you're going to get much determination just sitting there, you know, because if you just want to sit down, they had seats in the hallway where you can just sit down. So I went to go do some lightweight exercises, and then she was like, okay, I finished. Like, okay, thank you. So I did my little 10 reps and then told her now she could have it back. Right? Because, listen, you know, she may get something out of saying, oh, I went to go work out at the gym and I spent 2 hours at the gym or an hour at the gym. Right? But if you spent a whole hour at the gym and you didn't even challenge yourself not once during that hour at the gym except to show up and to complete the easiest exercise possible, you might as well have stayed home and did some lightweight calisthenics. Right? Which is what I do in the morning. In the morning, I do my lightweight exercises. I have 5 pounds. But now I'm starting to see, you know, if I'm gonna have conflict with a bitch at the senior center just because I want to work out, get in and get out, and they want to sit around and waste time on the motherfucking machines like they getting ready to lay an egg there, I'm gonna have to really go upstairs and see about using my Total Gym, because I'm telling you, these people, they'll really, you know, push your tolerance, you know, because like I said, there's what they call gym etiquette. Gym etiquette is not hogging the machine. And there wasn't even that very many people there. But sitting there, you know, you don't sit there longer than like 15 seconds. However long your rep was, that's how long you sit in the chair. So if your rep was 30 reps, 15 reps, that's how long your rest time should be. Then you do another set. You don't sit in the chair for 10 minutes. But anyway, we got in, we got out, right? I'm happy I did it. I worked out 3 times at the senior center this week. Yay! Right? Yay! Had my protein drink. Now I'm drinking my protein coffee. temperature got up to 65 degrees. It is beautiful out here. It's beautiful. Yeah. Now, I got to think about what exactly am I going to do with this roasted potato pie crust that I made last night. Right? I seen how they made it, right? And I had some potatoes sitting on the counter that I'm like, I better use these up, in case I forget, and then it starts getting old, and next thing you know, I'm gonna throw it away. So I was like, let me go ahead and at least cook it, because I seen this recipe where this guy, and he roasted these potatoes, and while he was roasting the potatoes, he made this beautiful, and it looks delicious, meat mixture, right? And when the potatoes came out roasted, he smushed the potato and its skin into a pie pan, and then he dumped the mixed mixture on top, and then topped it off with some cheese and baked it all together and cut it open like a meat pie. And I was like, yes, a meat pie is for me. So that's what I'm thinking about doing with this potato pie. This potato crust is to make me a meat pie. But I'm gonna have to buy me some hamburger meat. Either some hamburger meat or some ground meat. It could be ground turkey, it could be ground turkey would be pretty good though. And if I don't do that, then I could make it into like a quiche of some sort. I could make it a salmon quiche, I could make it a breakfast quiche. Right? It just won't be a dough pie crust. It would be a potato pie crust. Yeah. Wow, that light changed fast. So I'm not sure if I want to go to what store I want to go to. I'm thinking about going to Winco's, because I haven't stopped through there in a minute, and they always got good deals. Always got a good deal or two going on. Because even if they have like chicken breast or something, I could like put the chicken breast into the food processor and still grind it up, cook it up, and put it into the potato pie crust. And, oh my God. Yeah. Because I am thinking gravy. I'm thinking some gravy. Now, in my mind, it's like, okay, there was a lot of turkey that wasn't bought. They did, there was a lot of turkey that people just didn't buy turkey for Thanksgiving, right? So to me, I'm thinking, they should really be having some turkey meat on sale, for real. But that's my thinking. My thinking is, okay, we didn't sell the turkeys like we, wanted to sell the turkeys. So now, let's go on and give them some turkey meat, right? Because You know, there's going to be a whole flock of turkeys later on that they're going to want people to eat, and people are going to get out of the habit of eating turkey, and people are going to be passed on the turkey. They're going to be, But let me go to Winco's and find out. Let me go to Winco's and find out. So this car got cautious new driver on it with Texas dealer temporary license plate. Those two things, they don't go together. How you gonna be a new driver and a dealer of vehicles? That just shows you how people be trying to get away with the most, right? Kind of like the same way people be trying to get away with handicap parking, right? They know damn well they're not a handicap, but let them get their hands on a handicap sticker parking. And see if they won't abuse it. And they will. They'll abuse it. So I'm here at Winco's and I'll let y'all know how it goes. Okay, they did have hamburger on sale, right? But they also had ground turkey on sale. So I got me some ground turkey, some hamburger, some liver, beef liver, because you know I've been wanting some beef liver, and some beef liver and some sausage, right? Because all of them were like, they were under $5 a pound, and I'm like, okay, let's do that, you know. And they were in 1 pound packages, and you know, like I said, you know, I have that potato pie crust. Potato pie crust that I need to fill up with something. And I'm not sure if I'm going to fill it up with hamburger or if I'm going to fill it up with sausage. Both of them are good to me. Okay? And I did get some turkey meat too. And turkey meat is less calories and higher protein than those other meats, I believe. Okay, I believe. The lady that checked me out, she was pregnant. She was like, I think she said 7 months. And I told her, I said, you know, you really need to look into this program that they have, you know, for people who are pregnant and who are going to be giving birth during these depressed times, because so many people, you know, have not wanted to give birth. So we have a low birth rate. So the incentive was to give them like $5,000 and to also give the child like a 30% discount should the child reach college and university. Okay, And she was like, what? Oh, wow, I'd never heard. I said, you need to look into it. You know, do the baby a favor. Do the baby a favor. You know, and hopefully that will be something that she could take advantage of, because, yeah, you know, when you're a mother, the expenses of having a baby, you know, is a lot, right? The diapers, you know, the appropriate clothing, the appropriate bed, you know, everything, the changing tables. Oh my God, the diapers will break your ass. Even if they're cloth diapers, they will break your ass. Okay, so I'm really hoping that she looks into it, that she Googles it. I also got some pork rinds that I plan on crushing and making a planko, right? In case I want to coat some meats, right? Like some chicken wings or something. I do got some chicken wings I have to cook because I defrosted them. I only ate half and only cooked up half of the chicken wings yesterday. So I do have like 5 or 6 more chicken wings that I need to cook up, and I might fry them using the planto of chicken rinds. Yeah, extra hot. Yeah, hold on. I tell you, we women, we will have children regardless of the times. We will have children regardless of the times and just hope for the best. We so optimistic that way, and we're magical.